Well. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade gets ducked at middleweight yet again. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, this is just becoming a reoccurring theme for Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, and you got to feel bad for the guy at this point. Charismatic, U.S. Olympian, undefeated, titleist champion, two-time champion in 2 different divisions, stays in shape, right? Clean-cut dude, marketable, talker, knows the sweet science, and he can't get no work in the middleweight division. And it's really sad that DAZN came in the game saying pay-per-view is dead. We're going to change the way you look at boxing and make the best matches, yet and still they have so many players at 160 and 168 that Andrade could fight. He said he would fight Billy Joe Saunders at 168 on that KSI Logan Paul card. But instead of DAZN and Eddie Hearn and everybody enforcing that, because the two were already supposed to meet. So, you know, if Billy Joe Saunders hadn't failed a drug test, one of their O's would have had to go anyway. But that was a convenient escape route from that fight, and Billy Joe Saunders has never put himself, even after he failed a drug test, and Andrade was the 160-pound champion fighting the Walter Katandakwa. The WBO, when the ban was lifted, they gave Billy Joe Saunders an opportunity as mandatory to fight for his old belt, you know. So keep this in mind. He failed a drug test. He says it was nasal, but he failed a drug test, banned substance. Fight with Andrade was off. Andrade fought the next highest guy who was ranked, Walter Katandakwa, dropped him a gang of times, beat him easy, and became champion. The WBO gave Billy Joe Saunders a crack at his belt as soon as he was freed from the drug test failed suspension, the ban. Billy Joe Saunders decided to move up to 68 to fight someone that no one's ever heard of, called He Thick or She Fat or something, and fight for Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez's old WBO belt, which was vacated because Zurdo Ramirez, with top rank, moved up to 175. So he fought for an open title when he could have fought a champion and a bigger name in the division he was already at. And this is, again, subsequently the guy he was already supposed to fight. So Billy Joe Saunders at least 2 times has ducked Demetrius Andrade. And Saunders could have fought Golovkin at a point in time. And at first, he was the one that ducked, and then Golovkin kind of came back and ducked him. And then Danny Jacobs called out Saunders. So, you know, that's not a good look. Now, Demetrius Andrade, they were supposed to, his mandatory just got called, and it's a guy from Canada, 28-0-1, and he's supposed to be a puncher, right? And his opponent, Stephen Butler, that's the guy's name from Canada, Stephen Butler. He's from Canada. Again, he's a puncher, and that's the WBO mandatory. That's the WBO mandatory for Andrade. So negotiations were set to start. This has been confirmed, and actually, Stephen Butler has a record of 28-1-1. He was stopped before. He got stopped by Brandon Cook. That's right. So he has been stopped 28-1-1, right? And he's now fighting RYOTA MURATA in Japan. So this is a reoccurring theme, as I mentioned, for Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Andrade cannot get anybody in the ring with him. Canelo don't want it. Triple G don't want it. Saunders pulled out, you know, had opportunities to fight him after that. Can't get it. It's just sad. Now Stephen Butler is going for the low-hanging fruit. The guy who already lost to Rob Brandt and then beat him in the rematch at home, and he probably feels that's a more winnable fight. So Demetrius Andrade is absolutely the middleweight boogeyman. Nobody seems to want to face him, and that's a testament to his own style And I think he's done everything that he can do to build interest. He's called out all these guys, Triple G and everybody. He showed up at the Charlo's press conference, at one, and he was like, yelling and shit like that. It's you guys can find the video. So he's had run-ins with them. He already told you Danny Jacobs is childhood friend, so they're not fighting. Plus Jacobs is moving to 68. He said he's down to fight Saunders on the KSI Logan Paul 2 card. Right? He called out Golovkin. He even, when Canelo failed a drug test, Demetrius Andrade wasn't even at 160 yet, and he volunteered to move up and fight Golovkin on short notice with one hand tied behind his back. I think he said he only used one hand. Golovkin still chose to fight Vanes Martirosyan. Canelo, after his last fight with Mad Zaleski, Demetrius Andrade said, "Hey Canelo, like, I'm calling you out. Where your cojones at?" Canelo's now left the division and fighting against Sergey Kovalev at 175, a fight no one asked for, even though his team was allegedly in, quote, serious negotiations with Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. It's literally laughable. And this is all on DAZN's watch, and they have a lot of quality guys at middleweight and super middleweight, and they're not taking care of Andrade. He's an American fighter. He could be an American star. Like, it's sad that PBC seems to be the only one that seems heavily invested in American champions, and these matches are taking place in America. You get what I'm saying? Like, they want to promote the fight in America, but a lot of these, especially black Americans, they keep getting overlooked. They don't seem to be getting the preferential treatment. That's what I see in the sport. It's like they'll talk all about how Lomachenko's Muhammad Ali, a black American champion. Why are you comparing Lomachenko? Compare him to Klitschko or Victor Postal or some shit. Usyk. Why are you comparing Lomachenko? See, that's what old media wants to do. They want to compare you to the no longer threat, retired or dead fighters that are great, black American fighters or American fighters and shit of old and yesteryear, because they're no longer a threat. But then they're not even taken care of and ensuring that you get this guided path. Like Triple G, how is he allowed to keep fighting Steve Rose and Vanes Martirosyan, yet in still old media, there's no pressure for him to fight Demetrius Andrade, and they're on the same label? That's like Snoop not doing a song with Tupac, and they both with Death Row. Why would Snoop not work with Dr. Dre, and they're all on Death Row? This is just common sense, and I'm going to keep talking about it because DAZN ain't doing nothing about it, so we'll just keep talking about it. It's unfair, it's unjust, and Demetrius Andrade is too talented to not be able to get a big name. And I feel sorry because PBC seems to be the only one that's focusing on the American champ. Whether you're Mexican, black, or white, Mexican-American, Andy Ruiz, David Benavidez, Leo Santa Cruz, they're all been given opportunities. Black American fighters, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Deontay Wilder, yada, yada, yada. Puerto Rican, Danny Garcia gets a lot of opportunities. Adrian Broner, black, gets a lot of opportunities. Caleb Plant, Joey Spencer, Caucasian fighter that are getting a lot of opportunities and, getting put on cards. And yet and still, DAZN, they're supposed to be all of what's right in boxing, and they're sleeping on a gym in Demetrius Andrade, and nobody will fucking fight him. And DAZN ain't enforcing it. So he's relegated to fighting guys like Artur Akov and try to get Stephen Butler. Now he's getting to the point where he's getting ducked by the Stephen Butlers. They get 2 phone calls, one from Top Rank and RYOTA MURATA's people, and one from Andrade. They're like, fuck that, we fighting MURATA. They rather fight RYOTA MURATA in Japan, where he's from, than to fight Demetrius Andrade, probably not in Rhode Island, just somewhere else most likely. It's a shame, and I think DAZN should do something about it. They got to make Canelo, Triple G, or Caleb Smith or somebody fight this guy. Billy Joe Saunders, really, Andrade shouldn't have to go to 168 to fight nobody. And they got this YouTuber card with KSI, Logan Paul 2, and they're supposed to be throwing boxers on it. Andrade said he would fight Saunders, so you would be killing 2 birds with 1 stone, handling the YouTube crowd that Logan Paul and KSI market to, and then you would have a very good quality fight that was already supposed to happen on your very platform, DAZN, between Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade. But instead, they want Billy Joe Saunders to fight, you know, a no-hoper on the card. And Andrade already volunteered and said he would fight at 168, give Billy Joe Saunders the advantage, where he has the, you know, he has the experience there because he just became a champion, and Andrade doesn't, and he still can't get work. Now this Stephen Butler guy is rather fight RYOTA MURATA in Japan than to see Demetrius Andrade. This is really becoming farcical. And again, there's nothing I can do other than, you know, I can't pull the strings for Demetrius Andrade, but I can talk about it in new media, and we're going to keep talking about it and keep pushing this envelope. Somebody got to see him, you know, and there's too many people in or around his division for him not to be able to get any looks. And again, PBC seems to be the only one focusing on the American talent and breeding and branding that as much as they do. You know, Tyson Fury on ESPN, he getting the red carpet treatment. You know, Canelo, Triple G, they fighting in America, but getting the red carpet treatment. You know, getting the mega bucks, 15 million, 36 million a paycheck, headlining, get some options on different things. Demetrius Andrade represented this country and can't get no work and can't get no big name. See how PBC is moving Errol Spence? They keep he's about to fight on Fox, who has the Super Bowl this year, a week before the Super Bowl. So you know there's going to be some cross branding, cross merchandising, and cross marketing, right? Demetrius Andrade on DAZN, and he can't get a big name. Sean Porter and Errol Spence just fought. Demetrius Andrade can't get nobody with a big name that will move his brand to the next level. Man, this is just laughable. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working. New media. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.